You guys were so impressed when I showed you how you can use your Woolworths bags to grow plants. But I think it's time I give you an update on one of the plants that I showed you in the original video, my pomegranate tree. As of the time of making this video, this pomegranate tree has been 3 years in this Woolworths bag. And last year, this pomegranate tree gave me fruit. And I grew this pomegranate from seed, so I was so surprised by how fast it could give me fruit. As you can see, this year the tree is not doing too well. The bag looks messed up. I'm not able to water properly because of the holes in the bag. The soil has become very hydrophobic and doesn't soak the water fast enough before all the water runs out through the holes. So I think it's time we move the tree to a larger container, and in my case it will be a plastic growing bag. The best thing would have been to plant the tree in the ground, because that way the roots are not restricted and the tree can grow as big as it needs to grow. But like I've said many times before, I don't have the space to do that, so I will make peace with my small tree that grows small fruit. Also, this was a good opportunity to see the type of soil that I grew my pomegranate tree in, and you can see that there's a difference between the bottom half and the top half. The bottom half looks a lot more sandy and the top half looks like it has more compost in. And I know I did this to save money, so I probably didn't mix compost in through the whole bag. I just mixed the compost in through the top half of the bag, and the idea was that the nutrients from the top soil would leach into the bottom. I noticed that the main stem was growing skew in the Woolworths bag, and now that I'm replanting it, I have an opportunity to correct that skewness. I'm backfilling with soil from other plant pots and then just compressing the sides of the bag. Then when I ran out of soil that I could recycle, I had to use new soil. This is a premium potting soil. Now, do you need a premium potting soil on the top layer? No, you don't, but this is what I had. Even if I only had poor soil to backfill this bag, it wouldn't be a problem. I'll show you later why. I'm transplanting some flowers from one of my other plant boxes into this bag, and this flowers will act as a living mulch for this plant bag. As long as I keep the soil moist and the growing bag in the shade for a couple of days, then the flowers should take. And to fill the rest of the gaps, I'm using pine needles as a mulch. Now that the tree is transplanted, I need to give it a good feed. Over the past 3 years that the tree has been growing in the Woolworths bag, it's likely that it's consumed most of the nutrients in that soil, so now I'm going to replenish that nutrients by feeding it a liquid fertilizer. Fertilizers are something that you can buy by a nursery, but I'm using my own fertilizer that my earthworms have made for me. This is a worm farm, and the top 2 containers contain organic material like cardboard, straw, and food scraps. It also contains worms, and those worms turn that organic material into leachate. That leachate drains to the lowest container, and then the top 2 layers, the worms convert those food scraps into compost that I can also use in my garden. But today I'm only using the leachate, and I've already diluted it with water because this liquid feed can be quite potent. This is how my pomegranate tree looked a month later after transplanting.